low, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more Tarkir Dragonstorm spoilers. So, first up, we're going to start off with the base set of the clan leaders. So, we have Kotis the Fangkeeper at a black and green and blue and 1 for a 2/1 legendary zombie warrior with indestructible. When he deals combat damage to a player, XL top X cards of their library next to the amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. So this is a guy that you really want to you want to beef him up and get him moving through. So we have All Out Assault, red, white, black, and 2 for enchantment that reads. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. This enchantment enters. If it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase. After this phase, followed by an additional main phase. When you attack, next attack this turn, untap each creature you control. So basically, you get an extra attack. This is part of the cycle of clan enchantments. I think I spoke about this earlier. So, hoo-ha. More attacks, more better. We have Anafenza, Unyielding Lineage. So, a white and 2 for a 2/2 legendary spirit soldier with flash and first strike. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, Anafenza endures, which is put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, or create a 2/2 white spirit creature token. So the endure mechanic either gives you counters or spirit tokens that have a power and toughness equal to the endure number. We have Baator, Kin to All. So this is the main set version of Baator, a white and black and green and 2 for a 5/7 spirit dragon, legendary spirit dragon with flying. Beginning of your end step, creatures you control have a total toughness of 10 greater, you draw a card. And the creatures you control have a total toughness of 20 or greater, untap each creature you control. And creatures you control have a total toughness of 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life, rounded up. So again, something you can use in Commander. Very powerful. For, 5 mana, you get a 5/7 flyer with all that. And if you're going wide, you can do stuff. So next up we have Elspeth Stormslayer. So 2 white and 3 for a 5 loyalty legendary planeswalker Elspeth. If one or more tokens would be created on your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Okay, more token doubling. Okay. And for +1 loyalty, she'll create a 1 white soldier creature token, which will be doubled. 0 loyalty, you can put a +1/+1 counter on each creature control. This creature's gain flying until your next turn. Not bad, not bad. And for -3 loyalty, destroy target creature and opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. Okay. Definitely a solid planeswalker. Elspeth, like Ugin, also comes in this the Ghostfire treatment, and it has a Halo Foil variant to it as well. So, Nariv, Eye of the Storm, the red, white, and black for a 4/5 legendary spirit dragon with flying. Creature you control that enter this turn would deal damage. It deals twice that much damage instead. Ew. Because it's in red, I'm thinking pairing this with Terror of the Peaks. Ouch! Then we have Rini, the Song Unending. So it's a beefy blue, green, red, and 5, but it's a 10/10 legendary spirit dragon with flying and protection from white and black. When it enters, it deals X damage as you choose any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control. Okay. So this is all about, lands and dealing some serious damage. Good solid commander, but beefy on the price. But if you're ramping, and if you're playing green and you're not ramping, you're playing green wrong. Next up, we have Equilibrium and Depth. So it's a red and 3 for a 2/4 dog monk. Creature enters, exile the top card of your library. Until your end of your next turn, you can play that card. As Flurry, the mechanic we talked about earlier, when you cast your second spell each turn, this creature gains double strike till end of turn. We have Frostcliff Siege, which is a blue, red, and 1 for this enchantment that reads, enters, you can choose Jeskai or Teamer. Choose Jeskai, one or more creatures you control deal whenever one or more creatures deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Choose Teamer, creatures you control get +1/+0, have trample and haste. Hoo-ha. Then we have Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. So, it's a land. You tap it for either colors, or tap it to add 1 mana of any color and use it only to cast a dragon or omen spell. We'll speak about the omen spells here in a bit. Pay 4 and sacrifice this land. Search your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. So another card, you know, to slot into your dragon deck. Now we have Meringue River Regent, which is a blue and 4 for a 6/7 dragon with flying. The creature enters, return 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hand. But it also has this omen of Coil and Catch for a blue and 3. Now, Omen, like an adventure card, you can play at any time. And instead of exiling it, you shuffle this card back into the library. So for a blue and 3, you can draw 3 cards and discard a card. And then you shuffle it back into the library. And you can draw it again. So it has definitely some versatility, and, you know, in a limited format, you can keep using this omen over and over again as you draw it. So we have Quarcy Revenant for 2 black and 1. You have a 3/3 vampire with Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. It has Renew, another mechanic. You can pay a black and 2 and exile this card from the graveyard. Put a flying counter, death touch counter, and a lifelink counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. So a solid vampire with the renew ability that allows you to put its basic keywords as counters on other creatures, you know, from the graveyard. So hoo-ha. Next up, we have Rakas's Bargain. Now, this is part of a cycle of clan-themed cards that are designed so that you can play them even if you don't have all of the colors of the card, because it has the modal casting cost. So you can pay either a black or two generic, a green or 2 generic, or a blue and 2 generic. All depends on what you happen to have at the time. It's an instant that reads top 4 cards of your library, put 2 of them in your hand, and the rest in your graveyard. Solid card. Then we have Rediscover the Way. So for a blue, red, and white, you got an Enchantment Saga. Chapters 1 and 2, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them in your hand, rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Chapter 3, whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains double strike till end of turn. So, very, you know, Jeskai type thing. Next up, we have Roiling Dragonstorm. Hoo-ha. So, a blue and 1 for Enchantment that reads, when it enters, draw 2 cards and discard a card. When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. So, you get card draw, and when you play a dragon, it goes bounces back to its owner's hand. Not gonna lie, this is you can do stuff with this. Then we have Sidisi, Regent of the Mire. So it's a black and one for a 1/3 legendary zombie snake warlock. Tap it to sacrifice a creature you control with mana value X other than Sidisi. Turn a creature card with mana value X+1 from the graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, so just some exchanging going on there. We got Ireni's Rebuff. So a blue and one for a source that reads, return a creature to its owner's hand. Has Harmonize for a blue and 5. You can cast this card from your graveyard for its Harmonize cost, and you may tap a creature you control to reduce the cost by X, where X is its power. So you can reduce the, it's kind of like a flashback, but it has a cost reducing effect on it by tapping creatures with high powers. Next up we have Voice of Victory. A white one for a 1/3 human bard with Mobilize 2. So you can create 2 tapped 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, and you sacrifice them at the end step. That's what the Mobilize mechanic is. And your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. So again, some more white control type stuff going on. Then we have Tigam, Master Opportunist. So a blue and one for a 2/2 human monk with Flurry. So whenever you cast your second spell, exile it. You exile 4 time counters on it. If it doesn't have Suspend, it gains Suspend. So you can save some spells for later if it's your second one. We have Dragonback Lancer. A white and 3 for a 3/3 human soldier with flying and Mobilize 1. We have Agent of Kotis. So blue and 1 for 2/1 human rogue with Renew of a blue and 3. You can exile a card from your graveyard and put 2 +1/+1 counters. Target creature activate only as a sorcery. So we have Dustyet, Earth Carver. So a beefy blue and 5 for a 4/4 Elephant Druid with Reach. When it enters, it endures 3, which means you can either put 3 +1/+1 counters on it, or create a 3/3 white spirit creature token. So this thing can be either a 7/7 or have a 3/3 buddy. We have Roamer's Routine, which is green and 2 for a source that reads. Search your library for basic land card, put on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. And it's got harmonized for a grade 4. Cast this card from your graveyard and you can tap a creature you control to reduce the cost by X, where X is the creature's power. Then we have Dirger Island Dragon for a blue and 5 for a 4/4 dragon. With Ward 2 and flying. That Skimming Strike for as an omen for a blue and 1. Tap it to one target creature and draw a card. Then shuffle it back into your deck. Then we have Caustic Exhale. Single black mana for an instant and has an additional cost to cast the spell. Is you can either behold the dragon, which would reveal the dragon, or choose the dragon you control, or you can pay a generic, and target creature gets -3/-3 till end of turn. Hoo-ha. Well, we're at 21 minutes. We're going to say hoo-ha. Interesting cards. Not going to lie. Dragon lovers, cons lovers, definitely going to be down for this set. We'll see you on the next video.